All right, it's NBA draft day, but this league never ceases to amaze us with the bombshell offseason news. Future Hall of Famer Chris Paul is heading back out west to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for guard Jordan Poole and picks going to the Washington Wizards. Kind of this big name, massive trade. Maybe not the higher echelon of players in the NBA currently, but two big names and two guys that potentially very impactful for their teams. But let's start it off. We all knew Chris Paul wasn't going to stay with the Wizards. He was on that team for about 5 days after trading for him in the deal to send Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns. They acquired him, but I don't think anybody had the Warriors on his list. Honestly, it's kind of a shocker. And Jordan Poole, he was awesome last year. 20 points a game, really had a career high there, coming off the bench and filling in when Steph missed games. He's really kind of an elite scorer, I think, potentially in that starting role when he wants to be. He just never really got that full opportunity in Golden State. Clearly, he didn't fit their offense and the culture issues. We talked about it before. Him and Draymond getting in an altercation, Draymond decking him, really kind of put a damper on things. And this is a guy they just gave a 4-year, $128 million contract this past fall after winning the title, and they're already shipping him out of town. It's kind of funny. Mark Dunleavy, new GM, talked about, we expect him to be here for at least 4 years, if not further. That was 3 days ago, and they just shipped his ass out to Washington. But let's talk about the Paul in Golden State situation first. This makes this team very, very interesting to me. Now, I know Chris Paul is 100 years old. Can he stay healthy? These are all big questions. He's staring down retirement, and he really, really wants that championship ring. And the Warriors plan on keeping him and using him. I think this is a great fill-in coming off the bench. Most of the time, he's an adult that can run the Warriors offense. You really don't lose much here. Now, he's not that three-point shooter like he was with that stint in Houston, but still, true point guard. And now I'm very interested to see what him and Steph Curry are going to look like on the court together. Steph playing with a true point guard where he's been kind of leading that role as a shot maker. Maybe he's got a lot of cuts, getting open, pull-up shooter, maybe filling in for some of that lack that we're getting out of Klay Thompson. The only concern I'd have here is you're getting absolutely no defense from these guys now, especially at the older ages. But hey, man, if you can limit Paul's minutes, have him coming off the bench, he's a big-time playoff performer. He could really help make an impact. Maybe he doesn't get that wear and tear like he's been getting playing in all those games. And if you're the Warriors, you might as well go for it. Looks like they might re-sign Draymond. He did opt out of his contract. Maybe they trade Klay Thompson, try and get some more pieces. I know a lot of bad teams will want to take on that Thompson contract that is expiring. So it's very interesting in Golden State. It feels like they're trying to make one final push for a championship with Steph and this core of guys, Steve Kerr possibly retiring as well. I think this makes the Warriors a better team. Like they said, the chemistry just wasn't quite there with Jordan Poole anymore after drafting him in 2019. And as far as Poole's concerned, I think he's going to flourish in Washington. He was much better as a starter than coming off the bench as Steph Curry's backup. Him and Tyus Jones, who the Wizards just acquired from Memphis last night, is a really, really formidable backcourt for the Wizards. They might be better than people think. Maybe it's a team that wins 20 games instead of 10 games. It's very, very interesting what they're doing here. I figured they were going full tank mode. They acquiring 1 million picks. They got like 6 second-round picks and 4 first-round pick swaps from the Suns in that trade. They're now getting 2 picks from the Warriors as well. So maybe they can negotiate with all those picks to move up if they are better than they thought they would. But the word is next year's draft is not very good. Leave it to the Wizards to not blow this bad boy up. Prior to this season, when Wembanyama was sitting on the table, maybe the highest touted prospect since LeBron James. But I think this is a legit backcourt. I think Jordan Poole could potentially be an all-star type caliber player. I mean, he had 20 points a game this year. He's way better as a starter than he is coming off the bench, obviously. I think his numbers were like 11 points per game off the bench and 24 as a starter. Man, if he can keep that up, maybe he gets that 26, 27 points a game mark. He's playing on a bad team, most likely. And that's what happens. Bad teams got to have a leading scorer. And Poole likes to run things on his own terms. He's not a Warriors type guy. And I think this works for both teams. It's very, very interesting. I'm very excited to see how this plays out. I think Chris Paul could find a good home here in Golden State, not having to play as many minutes. He seems to be a good culture guy for the short term, not really a long-term fit. Really rubs people the wrong way, but this won't be his team. He won't have to be the leader. He's just going to be that guy that has to play smart and efficient basketball. I think the Warriors made this move here. Everyone's staring at Denver winning the championship. You're looking at the Suns trading for Bradley Beal. Everyone's trying to go nuclear to stop these Denver Nuggets. Very interesting how the thing plays out. Like I said, NBA draft tonight. There should be more moves happening. Probably have an episode after that to recap the first round of the draft. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.